Alright, this is going to be a unit guide video for Lockin with Yozora. We're just going to play against the Platinum Bots because chat tells me that the Gold Bots are a little bit special sometimes and don't send. So we're just going to do a Lockin with Yozora up until wave 10 to try to give you guys an idea of how you should start with Yozora and kind of the things to help you out with her. So what I'm looking at in this role is Yozora is my main tank, right? What do I have to assist Yozora on waves like 5, 7, 8, and 9? So what I'm really looking for here is something to assist in those waves. I like Elite Archer a lot to help me on 7 and 8. I like a late game tank in Boar. My only downside with this role is I don't have a magic damage unit that isn't Flower. And Flower is not my go-to here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to drop PoE down to a Bone Warrior, pick up Millennium, so that I have Dark Mage for Millennium late game, as well as Dark Mage for Elite Archer. And I think with the combo of Yozora, Elite Archer, and Gate Guard, I can make it through to wave 10 pretty easily. So what I'll do is I'll probably start Yozora on the left-hand side. I think probably second row, push one worker, and then put a king up out. I'm trying to get as much income and value as possible because I think I need Elite Archer to really assist me on wave 3 and 4. But we'll see kind of what the bot gives me here, right? They don't king up me. That's fine. No king up is fine. We go 4 worker regardless. We're strong next wave. The only thing that gets us is, I believe, a lizard, but I'm fine leaking a lizard because that means I can push an extra worker, right? What I'll probably do is I'll check to see, okay, what's my value going to be like after next wave? So I get 84 from next wave, and I start with 41. I don't think I'll get a Elite Archer by wave 4, if this rates. We'll see, though. Okay, I need to send, so 134 minus 5. I need 11, right? I need 11. So I need 11. My thing here is they're also building a Yozora. So I'm going to be sending basically the same waves that they're assumingly going to send to me. No send here, expected by the bot. Bot did not build either, also expected. So what I can do for next wave is I can do something like drop a Gate Guard because it's still a good damage dealer for wave 3. And then potentially just add a split because I do not believe I'll get 40 workers, 40 Mythium here to send anything bigger than just a snail, which is fine. It's just going to be, you know, one of those things I don't get the Elite Archer. If we had a slower start or got a snail or a leak in some way, we could have potentially got a Elite Archer here. One more snail would have given us it. So what I'll do is drop that down here. If they send me, ooh, they might brute me here. If they brute me, I might leak, but I'm going to drop a single unit and split. I'm still relatively strong here. Next wave gets a little rough, but I think this will be a send. And if they send here, I don't necessarily need to have an Elite Archer for next wave. I'll double send the snails, though. They go for the brute. Okay, we'll see if this leaks and how much. If I would have had a Elite Archer here, I don't think I leak much, if any, to a brute. But with my current build, I think I leak a brute and maybe 1 or 2 creeps. Though, that's fine. That's completely acceptable to a brute. Leaking 1 or 2 creeps plus brute is acceptable. It looks like, though, we do get aggro on the brute, which is good, and we are going to snipe it. Perfect. That means we'll push 2 workers off this, go to 6 worker. And then we'll see, okay, they got cat and infiltrator. That's completely fine. We're going to basically play for the 5 send. I expect them to not send me here. If they do, we're going to be in a little trouble, but I don't expect to send here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 50 gold and probably try to shift over and get something a little bit stronger for next wave, like a Elite Archer, just because I need some more damage units. I would preferably like to have gotten a Gate Guard upped for next wave, but that just isn't in the cards. I did a second Bone Warrior because I looked and saw that I had enough value to get to an Elite Archer if need be. With the resend here, I already pushed 2 workers off the 60. I'm not going to push again next because I'm weak. I'm push again 4 next because I'm weak. Nico and Infiltrator still. No upgrades. Nico could have got an extra stack. Nope, still base stacks. What I'm going to try to go for here is a Fiend. I don't get it in time, so I'm just going to single Lizard. And what I'll do is I'm going to drop an Elite Archer here. I don't think an Elite Archer is the greatest option here, but I'm looking right now and I don't see any wave that I'm really that weak against. Because they've sent twice, I'm not super weak this wave. Sent 2 waves in a row, I'm not weak 5. But I have an answer for 6 in these 2 units. 40 resend, perfect. I'll probably push another worker here. If not 2. We'll see kind of what ends up leaking and what doesn't. I'm pretty sure to a double snail this will hold. Push the worker. Okay, we're on 7 workers. Let's see here. I should hold. Yep, it's full hold. Let's see. He went triple infiltrator. Okay, so I see triple infiltrator by the bot. I'm looking at 7 now as my send. That seems to be my go-to wave now. 7 looks like a solid wave for me. The only downside here is I am weak on this wave now because I'm undervalued. I really should have gotten an Elite Archer out, but because of circumstances I don't. So what I'll do here is I look and I see I got Pulv, Creditor, Investment. I'm looking relatively decent. I'll probably go something like either a Bone Crusher there or a Dark Mage here. The Dark Mage, I think, on the left side is going to be a long-term better solution because it's always going to buff on the left side here for me. I'll push another worker and probably go a second Elite Archer then for next wave because I've got back-to-back sends. Triple, I've got sends since the beginning, really, after 3. The added bonus for Dark Mage here is that it's also good magic damage, which I'm going to need on this wave, right? It kind of helps out. So what I'm going to do here is just send double Lizard into my guy because he's gone Infiltrator, 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 and the Nico doesn't look like it's got any stacks right now. Nope. So he could theoretically add a Nico with more stacks, right? He could stack more Nico. But I'm looking at that's probably a solid send because he's Swift, 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 Arcane. So any type of pierce damage is really good there. So I'm undervalued here. I'll add a second Elite Archer. I need to be a lot stronger on this wave in terms of damage. I did not send the snail because I'm going for a triple Lizard send here. I think the triple Lizard send is going to be more beneficial for me than doing anything else. I expect the bot right now to probably send me on 8 or 9. If they full send me here, I'm pretty solid. And if they full send me here, I'll probably push a worker and up the Gate Guard to prepare for 9. 80 send here, all King Ups. Great. The only downside to King Ups here for me is I don't get as much value out of them, right? Like I personally don't get any value out of it. He did go cat full stacks. I don't know if I'll kill the cat here with a triple Lizard send, but it looks like cat is taking quite a bit of damage. The cat does die. Perfect. So triple Lizard send, great here. Against majority Swift, and for whatever reason, a natural tank. So what we'll do here is we'll resend Lizards again. Just because I feel like since he leaked this hard this wave, I can get a resend into him and potentially leak him again. Though what I'll do here is probably only resend what I get in income and then shift the rest for 9 because he's got mostly Swift and Arcane, which is bad on 9. So what I'll do here is I'll up this, push a worker. I want to make sure I'm strong again on 9. 9 is my weakest wave because I've got Yozoras and 2 Elite Archers. Those are not very good damage dealers or tanks on 9. So again, though, I am shifting the little bit of gold I have left to try to get a better unit this wave, next wave. And then I'm also going to try to send full into my guy because he's got Swift. The 60 resend. This time it is actually a resend. So I'm going to push 2 off this one. I should hold this, no problem. Elite archers are very strong this wave, and as much as Harbinger's not good as a damage dealer, it's an okay tank. And I had Yozora, so I was really good here no matter what. So what did he build, if any? He built a second Nico. Okay. So what we'll probably do here is continue to Lizard. Just because Lizards are, again, strong on this wave. We are overvalued, so I'm going to push 1 worker and I guess drop another gate guard. Mostly as just almost a fodder unit. I don't really need it this coming wave, but it's a decent unit to look for. What I'm looking at for 10 is going probably Trinity Archer upgraded. Trinity Archer upgrade is probably my go-to here. Just because I need a damage dealer for wave 10, and with Creditor on the board, I kind of want a unit that's good on 12 as well. I get to push at least 1 or 2 here with Trinity Archer coming up next. What does he do? He built another Infiltrator and upgraded the Royal Guard. Okay, so he should hold this here. He should hold this here. That's to be expected, though, with his build. What I'm looking at now, though, is 11 looks really good for me. 11 looks really good for me, and it looks like I should be able to get a pretty big leak on the enemy on 11. Ooh, he does leak. Okay, sweet. That was almost an unexpected leak, but 3 lizards getting through and 2 baby carapaces are pretty solid here. My teammate leaking just a carapace and a lizard, I should hold this. As I should be able to melt down a carapace really quick. The enemy is holding for his teammate, but my goal now is to go 11. I'm pretty low on this wave, so I go Trinity Archer. Yozora, though, is very strong on 10 for a tank. That 1530 health seems low, but that swift damage, armor type, along with its ability to dodge occasional attacks, 25%, so 1 in 4. But yeah, this is kind of my play, I think, here. Good damage dealer for 10. 120 send. Hermit won't do anything to really stop me. The Infinity Trinity Archer is doing massive damage here. And I should easy hold. The positive is when I've got something like a Dark Mage, it just makes it shoot so much quicker. Now, my play here would actually be to go Creditor. The enemy, it is holding very close. My play would probably go Creditor and then send really hard on 11 or 12. Right now, 12 looks like my best send. So I'll probably go either Creditor or Investment. I think with my current build, though, since I don't have much magic damage, I'd probably go Investment here and then go something like Boar. And then just build out, your boars up front. I hope this is kind of helpful, though, guys. I might end the video here, or I can keep going if you guys want. It kind of depends. I'll kind of leave that up to chat. I'll keep playing this role if you guys want me to, and to finish it out. At this point, I would continue to Great Boar and Millennium. So I'd probably go Millennium and Boar next. 120 send and King Ups, that's great. That means I get to push pretty hard off this, as I got a Boar for next wave and a Trinity Archer. So what I'll push pretty hard off this, and then I'll look to see what my enemy has. And he built more orchids, so that's good for me. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably pack leader, and then I'll send something like a imp, and then maybe a lizard. The bot sent with me. So what I'm going to do now is probably actually prepare for 13 with something like a Harbinger. It's still a relatively decent tank on this wave, and it's still pretty good on 13. I'll just continue to send here, and we're going to go for kind of almost a kill shot at this point. So I sent on 9, 10, and then saved till 12. Or I sent 9 and saved till 12. Send a little bit of baby units up front. Yep, and so they maxed out and again got a Arc Tear. Arc Tear should die pretty quick on this wave, along with almost everything else he has, because it's all Swift, and I Pierce sent him. The only thing that stinks is it looks like... Oh, no, it's not Pack Leader, it's one of my Imps. Imps got targeted, but that's completely fine. Imps dying here is not a huge issue for me. I still leaked him 88%. So I really wouldn't have sent this to the enemy if I was playing that role, sending into that, but it works. My next best wave would probably be either to go 14 or something of the sort. We're going to get relatively good king damage here. Then I'm going to look at what I can do now for next wave. We had an 80 send on this last wave. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to probably go Arc Tier up tier. I can also go Millennium. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably prepare for... preparing for 14 might be a bad play here. That was a really long wave. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like that and then buff another Dark Mage on the right. We're 130 over value now because we haven't really got a real send in a couple waves. 140 send, I'm going to push 3 off this. We should easy hold this. And then we're pretty strong here next. Next wave I was only really worried because I needed to get a little bit more damage in tanks. We should hold this still no problem. We're looking pretty solid. I'm going to send here because I need income. And my bot is leaking. It's good. So what I'm looking at now is probably just sending something like a Mimic if I get it in time. Otherwise, Lizards or Imps. Lizards probably just for the fun of it. We're going to start looking at maybe 15 because I'm not bad here. I'm going to use my reroll at this point in the game. And we get Desert Pilgrim. Okay, Desert Pilgrim's actually a relatively good damage dealer for magic, as well as it kind of helps me out now next wave. So what I'll probably do is start spamming some Desert Pilgrims down here to buff like a Yozora. And that should be good then for 15. I should have enough damage for 15 at least. Another resend by the AI, that's completely fine. We're going to see what the enemy's looking like. Just spammed a bunch of cats. Okay, we're looking like our best wave now is probably 16 on my guy, but the enemy's pretty strong there. It looks like we will leak my guy though again. and we're also getting a league out of his guy. I think the bots at this point are starting to fall behind in value, or at least their build styles aren't enough to actually sustain the waves, which is good for us. We outscaled and we're outbuilding. But yeah, so my play here now for this wave is to get a pretty big Yozora going. Get a Desert Pilgrim, kind of go from there. We'll upgrade one Desert Pilgrim. We'll get a second one just because we can. We should, relatively speaking, be strong this wave, but it kind of depends on what they send. 140 cent, 140 cent. I don't know if that's all they have, but if that is all they have, I'm looking good. If they have, you know, another 140, 200 cent, that was a long wave, so they should have more than the prior two waves. The Desert Pilgrim is... Oh, that's not good. Okay, Desert Pilgrim's now buffing the Yozora. Desert Pilgrim buffs the uppermost left unit in range, but in my case there, I had it a little too far forward, so it was buffing the units in the very top. If you just play with the range, so you can always get it in range. The thing that makes towers scale well, chat, is the cost, really. As it gets higher up in cost, it tends to be a little bit stronger of a unit and can scale better into the late game. So what I'm going to do here, though, is I'm going to send really big into mine because he's very weak here. So what we're going to do is we're going to then do a Mimic because I need to bust through a bunch of Arcane and Swift. And then I can push a Red Eyes and push really hard here. I just got a 180 send last wave, so I won't get much more than like 100 and some send this wave. I'm good now, 17. I have my tanks and options for 18 as well. I have good damage dealing on this wave. So I'm sitting pretty. I'm going to go Mimic again. Going to go Mimic again because his first Royal Guards aren't going to stand much of a defensive chance. And I just need to get through the rest of his defense then, which is all Swift. The bot decided to starve me here, or save a little bit, I should say, only sending me 2 king ups. They max their king, and I assume the bots are going to go for like an all-in send, either next or 18. You'll notice my Mimics are doing quite a bit of damage to like the Yozora, as well as the rest of his Swift tanks. Pretty easy leak onto mine. His guy leaks. I think this might be game. King Max does make this a little bit less powerful, but two Mimics going to King are pretty solid. And then if this isn't game, I resend 100%. And I go for a pack leader probably. Very close to game. Very close to game. That's fine though. I planned for their big send next. So we'll be strong. Don't need to worry about king ups here. I'm going to drop another Red Eyes. And then another baby Great Boar. But yeah, so you check the range here. So I could theoretically have the units all the way to like right here. And that's fine. I just can't have them any farther down. There's that circle you got to keep them out of. We'll send, though, a pack leader and probably just another Mimic. We need to just get through all the Swift, and Mimics are good Swift damage dealers. 145 DPS is on par with most of the waves at this point. Yep, here's their 400 send. I've got 3 boars, though, and 2 Trinity Archers. I'm very strong this wave. I'm going to clear it. No problem. I'll clear it, I think, even before all my boars die. So we're looking pretty good. They died again. Let's see here if right guy dies. Or leaks, I should say. He does leak. It's going to be a small leak, but my leak combined with his leak is enough for the win. So I guess just before this hits the end screen, this is kind of how I would play a Yozora role. This is obviously against bots, so it's not necessarily real world. It's not necessarily as real world as, say, like other ranked games would be. But I hope this at least gives you guys a little bit of an idea on how to play against Platinum bots and how to use Yozora as an opener. If you guys have more comments, feel free to ask them below. There's obviously a ton of combinations to how to play Yozoras, but this, I at least hope, helps you guys figure out my thought process on how I selected units and how I played through the role. If you liked it though, please give the video a like and a sub to my channel for more content like this. I'm going to continue to pump them out. Thanks as always though. Peace.